Hey everybody, so you have been talking about your New Year's resolutions, and if one of them is to save money, if one of them is to eat better, this recipe is for you. Super simple. And for those of you who want to be healthier and cut the carbs, if you haven't done veggie noodles before, this one is a perfect one to get you started on. So before we go any further, I want to show you this guy. Some of you have it. Our stoneware next month is going to be 60% off 2 pieces. So I really want you to see how fabulous this deep covered baker is. It's one of the first pieces I got from Pampered Chef. Now, we are going to actually do pasta in the microwave in 16 minutes for our family here. This is a great recipe for lunch or dinner. This is linguine zucchini pasta. So all I'm gonna do, and again, you could do this with gluten-free pasta as well. You're gonna take your linguine. I like to break mine in half, but actually if you were doing the deep covered baker, you probably could fit it all. Yep, I could fit it. I'm just making an extra step for myself, but that's okay. All right, so we're putting our pasta in here. You can do up to 1 box of your linguine, and this works with any kind of pasta. Next, you're going to take 4 cups of chicken stock or broth. This is going to help not only cook our pasta with flavor, but to give us a little bit extra at the end for our sauce. That's it. Okay, now we're gonna throw this in the microwave to get going. We're gonna do 8 minutes stir, and then another 4 minutes, and then we're gonna add our zucchini to it. We're gonna cut those carbs by having some veggies up in there. This is also a great way to introduce your family to veggie noodles if they haven't had any. Okay, so this is our spiralizer. A lot of you have a Veggetti or some kind of veggie strip maker. And it is so easy to use. My son helps me with this a lot. You can see I started our zucchini fettuccine linguine noodles here. It has a blade that can do thin noodles, thicker noodles, or ribbons. So you can get a lot of use out of that. I'll be posting the recipe book that goes with it for those of you that already have a spiralizer and just need some new ideas. While that pasta is cooking, we're gonna show off the linguine in just a second, but I wanna show you how simple and easy it is to make your own homemade bruschetta topping. So all I have here are Roma tomatoes that I sliced up and I need to use. If you didn't catch, our refrigerator decided to go. So things are not holding in the crisper, and I have a lot of food that I gotta get cooking and try to store outside in the garage. Thankfully, the repairman's coming. All right, so I'm just loading up my Roma tomatoes in here. I just cut them into chunks. This is our manual food processor. What's great is you can use it if you're left or right-handed. You don't need to plug into an outlet. And you control how much you puree or chop your vegetables. Now, this is also good if you throw in a bunch of different things that you want to blend together, like salsas, guacamoles, or it is Girl Scout cookie season, so you can make homemade blizzards with those. All right, so we're just pulsing up our Roma tomatoes a little bit. Next, what's going to make this a great bruschetta recipe is we're just using a few fresh ingredients that are easy to have on hand. So, I threw a little olive oil in there. Extra virgin olive oil is a genius superfood that's going to help with your brain and preserve it against aging. If you haven't read Genius Foods, it's a great little book. So, olive oil, coconut oil, and avocado oil. Those are some of the best oils to be using. I broke up fresh basil to add to our Roma tomatoes. We've got our olive oil in here. And now, we like a lot of garlic. This fresh garlic is going to really make everything pop all together. So, here's what's cool. Garlic clove, don't need to peel it. Put it right in the press. When you press down, you're gonna hear a crack, that's the peel coming off. And then as you continue to press, you'll see it come out at the end. And you use this fancy little tool just to scrape it off and make sure you get the majority of your garlic in there. All right, now, I like a lot of garlic, so I tend to add more to my sauce recipe. I've done this so many times that I don't need to look at the recipe. Don't you love those? You're gonna have to let me know what you make and don't have to look up. But I will post this for you, obviously, so that you can do it as is the first time and then adjust according. All right, so I am putting in 3 garlic cloves, our fresh basil. We're going to do, now I normally will add more basil, but I didn't have a lot on hand. So I'm going to use our sweet basil rub. Just to let you know, our rubs are gluten-free, so if that is a concern for somebody with allergies in your family, we got you covered. And then our garlic herb rub. This is one of my favorites. It really does go on everything. All your meats, veggies, infuses flavor as soon as you put it in there. And then a little bit of salt. And that's it. That is going to be your homemade bruschetta topping. This is a great one that you can use for pastas, for breads, just even as a nice little Italian dips and cheese. All right. So again, I wish you could smell this. I keep it a little chunky, but not too much because that's just how we prefer it. Okay. What's cool too about this guy, the manual food processor, is he does come with a lid. So again, if you know you're going to be short on time for dinner, you can have this pre-prepped and ready to go in your fridge from the day before or Sunday when you get a chance to prep your foods. So that's going off to the side. Now we're going to work on our veggie noodles. Bruschetta topping is done. Let me just wipe this surface down a little bit. Hopefully you can see everything here. If not, you better yell at me. There's times where I get going and I'm not always looking at the camera. Okay. How are we doing holding up on our resolution so far? Okay, so this is our spiralizer. We got our fettuccine started. So simple to use. You're cutting a portion like this to put in here. And all you want to do is just press down. And you can see how much just this half of a tiny zucchini makes in terms of noodles. What I love about zucchini noodles, aside that they're packed with flavor and they go great with bruschetta or pesto or even just some garlic and cheese, a little bit of olive oil, so is how much, look at this. It's incredible how much this makes. All right, so I'm going to show you one more time. That was just half of our zucchini. I want to make sure that I get all of it in here. I got to cut this just a little smaller to fit in, I think. I probably could force it, but I don't want to do that. So we're pushing it down on here, making sure it's centered on our spiralizer. Oh, I got to take off this part. That's why it wouldn't go. There we go. Hopefully you can see this okay. That's how easy this is. This does go in the dishwasher too for easy cleanup. But a lot of times what I find my favorite thing to have on hand by the sink for cleaning is a little old toothbrush. Make sure it's disinfected and that'll help you get into all the cracks and crevices. Alright, so there you go. Check out all those veggie noodles that we're going to be adding in to our awesome pasta. Cutting back on carbs, adding flavor. So, pretty simple. We've got just about another minute on that before we're going to mix it up. At the end, like I said, we're going to stir it after our 8-minute mark. Then we're going to cook it for 4 more because the pasta really needs 16 minutes in the microwave. And the last 4 minutes, and you can do this anytime you're making pasta, that's when you're going to add in these zucchini noodles. That's all they need to cook up. So, while we're waiting on that, I want to show you, if it was just me and I'm doing either my gluten-free pasta or I want to do just zucchini noodles, I would do them right in here. This is our microwave pasta cooker, and I would throw the zucchini noodles in, and I could use either, like I said, that bruschetta topping or some fresh garlic and make my own side of pasta. This is awesome for spaghetti squash too, or quinoa. Let me show you the e-recipe book that comes with it. Pampered Chef does not want you to have any one item that you're just going to leave up in the cupboard and not get a lot of use out of. So, this is one of my favorites, this zucchini noodle lasagna bowl. So again, just taking the zucchini noodles, you do some tomatoes, Parmesan cheese, ricotta, and you have a low carb dish that's not low on flavor. All right, I'm gonna take this deep covered baker out of here so that you can see what's going on. Now, the deep covered baker makes a ton of stuff. Again, raise your hand if you have one, because I know a bunch of you do. And what you like making in it. My friend Jen has done an awesome fish dish in here. I love doing pasta, as you can see, but we also love doing our 10-minute lava cake. What else can be done in here? Pork chops, a whole pork tenderloin, a 30-minute 4-pound chicken dinner with your potatoes or your rice, your veggies in the bottom. Okay, so we're just stirring that up, putting our lovely lid back on and throwing it back in there. Now, another thing I like to do is think about those nights when you come home and it is 5 o'clock and you are tired and you need dinner and you forgot to defrost whatever it is you are going to have. You're going to take out that protein, you're going to put one of these rubs on it, and you are going to throw it in your microwave in that deep covered baker or your rock crock. What it's going to do is cook your food in a fraction of the time. You're going to go upstairs, you're going to put your comfy clothes on, give yourself 5 minutes. By the time you come down here, your chicken or pork chops or whatever it is you threw in there is going to be ready for you. It cooks your food in a fraction of the time. Now, the first time I thought of hearing and doing chicken in the microwave, I almost threw up a little bit, because to me that's just going to come out rubbery and gross. What I found out is this: our stoneware and our rock crock, it's made with a special material that when it gets heated up from your microwave, it acts as a barrier, but it also in turn, that vessel is what cooks your food. So basically what it's doing is turning your microwave into a clay oven for a fraction of the cost. And the results are outstanding, especially on those meal times when you need to go super fast. If you're doing chicken in here, and I have videos that you can pull up on my VIP group and on my YouTube channel, if you're doing chicken in here, and any kind of protein that happens to be frozen, you know you're just gonna need a few minutes longer to make sure that it's cooked through to the right temp. But really, we're looking at 12 minutes total. That's a lot quicker than pizza's gonna show up at your house, and a lot better for you. So that's my spiel on that guy. One of the reasons why I love him. He's an awesome power tool to have in your kitchen. Reminder too that I haven't talked too much about the January specials, but January hosts can get anything that we make free this month. Because if you're like my one host who just wrapped up her party, she had $440 free. So if you have the eye on the pressure cooker, or our grill pan, or the amazing rock crock, or anything that you see here, or your kitchen just needs a bunch of little gadgets, you need to let me hook you up in January, because you can get all of those free. Okay, super simple. I walk you through that process. However, if this month is already crazy for you and action-packed, any month is an amazing time to host. Our hosts not only get free dollars, but they're also going to get a special monthly special. And like I said in the beginning, next month in February, it's going to be not just 1, but 2 pieces of our stoneware that you can choose for 60% off. Plus your half price, plus your free. So it's incredible. We can get the girls together for wine, cheese, and chocolate, or plenty of other things that I happen to have on hand. This stoneware, this is the new look of our stoneware. If you haven't seen Pampered Chef lately, this is our glazed entertainment line. I absolutely love this bowl. So you can do microwave brownies in here. You can cook in here in the oven. I love doing a nice salad in here, but I also love cooking up a big baked ziti. Any of those hearty meals that you want to take right from your oven to the table and not have to dirty any extra dishes, this is a piece to have. Our entertaining set you can get for so cheap just by hosting this month or next month. All right, so a little bit left on that. We're going to get ready to add in our zucchini noodles. And I will show you a couple last products that can help you with your New Year's resolutions, especially if you haven't checked out what's new. Please make sure that you're throwing at me any questions that you have and any dilemmas that you have had in the kitchen lately. What is derailing you when it comes to mealtime and from eating well? All right, I love these little grippers. These are one of my favorite. These little micro grippers. I happen to have freakishly small hands that get lost in a regular oven mitt. So these guys, they're silicone grips that help me get things easily out of the toaster oven and microwave. They are a small item that are one of my many go-tos. All right, so here we go. The pasta is looking good. Now, just a reminder, if you are doing gluten-free, you're gonna wanna make sure that you do a cook time of 1 minute less so that your pasta doesn't get gummy. So, to that, now we are going to add our zucchini noodles and that bruschetta topping we made. It's all gonna cook together and be fabulous. And at the very end, you can top with some extra fresh basil if you have it. Or, this is my favorite topper, Parmesan cheese. It's not a real meal without cheese in my house, at least for me. I've got my wine, I've got my cheese, and life is so much better. All right, so we got our beautiful topping. Gonna mix this all good, give it 4 more minutes. And so this is a large portion that I said can be a nice healthy lunch or dinner. Helping your family try out zucchini noodles for the first time. Mine like that it's not just veggie noodles. You've got the pasta here too, so it makes it all better. And that's it. Put the cover on, put it back in for 4 minutes. And here we go. So I saw Mary Jane jump down. Girl, you gotta let me know what's on your wish list. Gotta make sure that gets wrapped up before the repairman comes. Melissa, how are you? Now, don't forget, now Melissa was a host for me recently, so here's what's cool. Mary Jane booked off of her, and so Melissa gets any one item or set for half off, plus a 10% discount for the entire year, and that includes outlet items. Yeah, that is worth a thumbs up. All right, girl, you gotta tell me what your New Year's resolution is or what you're cooking up these days in the kitchen. I haven't talked to you in a while. Okay, so a couple new things since your party, Melissa, too. Pampered Chef has 2 new items. I don't know if you saw them. This one is our salad cutting bowl. You're definitely gonna wanna go check out the video that shows you all the different salads that are new that Pampered Chef has to give you ideas to revamp and do healthier eating for the new year, okay? Make you fall in love with salads again. I will say this, if you're having a hard time eating salads or wanting salads, consider just changing up your toppings, changing up your dressing. This is one of my all-time faves. This is our Measure Mix and Pour, and it has 4 lightened up salad dressings right on the bottle, so you don't have to go digging for a recipe. So my very favorite is in here. It's our Asian vinaigrette. It is so simple to make it up in here. It'll tell you, it has a pour line, and it'll say, fill soy sauce to here, veggie broth to here, rice wine vinegar to here. And once you have that ready, this will hold in your fridge for 10 to 14 days. How cool is that? So consider making your homemade dressings. Even if you don't have our Measure Mix and Pour, you could do these in a mason jar. It's whatever works for you. I just like the fact that the measurements are on here and the recipes are right on here. So it takes away any extra excuses I have for not eating well. All right, so that's our Measure Mix and Pour. This is our salad cutting bowl. This is awesome, especially if you're in a household of just 1 or 2, or it's you taking this to work and you want to be able to eat healthy. If you're not awake in the morning and you know who you are, you're gonna take your salad items and you can just throw them in here, and then if you have a little kitchenette or a sink at work, you can rinse them up there, or just do this at home if you don't, okay? This is an awesome strainer that you're gonna rinse your veggies in. If you don't know, a simple way to disinfect your produce is to just take your cold water and just add a little bit of apple cider vinegar to it. If you have a little lemon juice, add that. You let it sit in there for a couple minutes, and then you're gonna rinse it out. So you can rinse your veggies right in this guy, get them all nice and ready to go. Then here is what is super cool. this top you flip over and it doubles as a cutting knife. So envision, I did this with my Cobb salad. I had my avocado in here, my chicken in here, my bacon in here, my romaine and tomatoes. Then all I do is take my knife, and if you don't have a good knife, our chef's knife you can get as a set with this, and you're just gonna run it through like so, and you cut your veggies in between these slits, which is great if you want strips. But after I get done doing this side, then what I'm going to do is just rotate this 90 degrees, and you can feel in here and see when it's 90 degrees, and just do the same thing. And then everything is cut evenly. What's nice is you are chopping it right before you eat it, so it's not going to be wilty and gross like some of the ones you would pick up at the store. All right, then you flip it back over. It's all chopped up. You take this lid off. This has room for your utensils, your dressing, toppings, any crunchy toppings you have, you add them on there. Again, they're kept separate so that your salad is nice and fresh. And you can even have room for a snack over here. And there you go. It's a healthy, easy way to do lunch on the go. So we've got our pasta cooker for those of you that want to eat healthy for one, our salad cutting bowl. Our pasta here is about ready to go, so I want to show you that. And now say I'm making this on Sundays, which is a good day to do prep, and I want to take this with me for work. Well, first, all I need to do is make sure that I have good containers. If you don't have great containers that you can put in the microwave that are made of glass like this, our leak-proof containers are fabulous. So a lot of times when I'm making big batches of something, especially like say soup that I love, but the rest of my family doesn't, I can put them in here, I can throw it in the freezer, and then when I need a healthy lunch that's ready to go, all I have to do is take this with me anywhere I have a microwave, put the paper towel over it, heat it up for a few minutes, and eat it right out of here, and then it can go in my dishwasher. So these are a great thing to have on hand. All right, I gotta bring this closer so that you can see how awesome this is. This is a nice, fresh, colorful dish that, again, is a great one to try for the new year and kind of baby step your way into zoodles or step your family into it. All right, so everything is ready to go. You can see that these are cooked pretty perfectly. If your microwave happens to run a little slow, maybe it's older, then you just try one of the noodles, give it another minute or two if it needs it. But this one is all set. Now, the best part is the finishing, right? So we had to take our fresh brick of Parmesan cheese. It is well worth grating your own cheese. For those of you who know me, you know why. A lot of times with the cheese that you buy that's pre-shredded, yes, it's a time saver, but it's not going to taste as good. And the reason being is they like to pack it with cellulose, which is plastic and wood shavings that they can use as a preservative that's allowed by law. Isn't that nice? So next time you go past the shredded cheese packages, look at it and see. This is going to give us so much more flavor. All right. So here I have it. I can pack some aside or we can enjoy it now. It's a great meal for lunch or for dinner. Now, if this is not your speed, I'm also going to be posting the jambalaya that I made earlier this week. And that one is a fantastic way to use veggies, get a lot of flavor, and cut the carbs. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Oh, I know, Melissa, isn't it great? We got to hook you up with that salad dressing. All right, be sure to comment so that I can check in with you and let me know how I can help you in the kitchen. Till next time.